So now that we've learned to bring in a video and format it, we're going to go ahead and learn how to actually control the video. Like I said, when you're in the YouTube video, depending on your internet connection, you have this playback tab, but you can see here that you don't have a lot that you can control. Almost everything on the playback tab has been grayed out. But when you go to the video that you inserted of the speed camera and you click on it and go to the playback tab, everything is pretty much available. That's because we can control this video a little bit more because we have it on our physical computer and we're not just relying on YouTube. So what's important to know is you can add bookmarks, you can trim a video and cut off the beginning and end, you could fade it in and out. You could control the volume if you know that the volume is really high or whatever you will have on the video, or you just want to mute it altogether. You can then also control, like, does it play full screen? Does it hide when it's not playing? Does it loop until it's stopped? All those kinds of things. And captions now is even an option, which is really cool. So right now, if we go into slideshow mode, so if I go to slideshow and go to from current slide, you can see that I have to physically click on this to actually play it, which is useful when you're in the middle of a presentation and you don't know how long you're going to be talking. But if you want it to start playing immediately when it comes to slide, because this is the only thing on this slide, so I might be talking about everything on this slide, and then when I transition to the next one, I want the video to automatically play. Right? So I can make it automatically play and I can make it go full screen so that it takes the full screen. So I don't have to do any of those. We've watched presentations before, and maybe you haven't watched one where they played a video in it, but people tend to fumble a lot when they get to the video because they have to go over their computer, they have to find their mouse, they have to go and find the play button. And some people feel really anxious and vulnerable when they're doing all those things, whereas you can make PowerPoint do it for you. So on the playback tab, we can do things like play full screen. And then right now it's starting in the click sequence, which means that you have to click on it to make it happen. Whereas you can make it play automatically. So we can make it start automatically and play full screen. So I'm going to go back to the previous tab or the previous slide here, and I'm going to go into slideshow mode from the current slide. And that's going to show me the inserting videos. I'm going to transition to the next tab here, to the next slide here, and you'll see automatically it took over my screen. It completely started playing. I did nothing to it and it automatically did it for me. So what's nice is that makes it so that you as the presenter don't have to fumble around with it. You just need to know that when you go to the next slide, it's going to kick on and start playing. It's going to go all the way through and it's going to play all the way through, and then it will stop and sit there until you transition to the next slide. So you could have it just sit on the same one, or if you wanted to, you could have it loop back around. Especially like if you have a video that's playing in the background that may just have music, you could have it loop. As long as it's not too loud, right? You could keep talking over it. Or if you had a video that you just wanted to show what was happening like this, we could sit here and we could talk about how the high-speed camera is taking frame after frame and why it's doing that. And we could have it looping so that we could talk about it. So when you're on it, you have this ability to really control what you're doing. So we could keep looping it. We can control the volume of it. Like if I wanted it to mute every time instead of it playing all this sound and I wanted it to loop until stopped, I could do that, and I could go into slideshow mode. And now this time around, I don't have to mute it like I was before. It's muted automatically, even though it's got the volume available. And you can see here that when it reaches the end, so if I get to the end here, let's see if it'll loop back around to where it plays again as I'm sitting here and talking as the presenter. So there it is, it's looping, and that's what we wanted. So kind of a cool feature for you to be able to have full control over that video. I think the other thing is, like, if you wanted to cut out the beginning, like I wanted to cut out the part where they're showing the camera for the first time. So like I could go just start it right here. I can take my cursor when I'm in trim video and I can trim off the beginning of it, and I could also trim off the end if I wanted to, but I'm actually going to keep it. And I can click OK here. And you can see that automatically it trims it. And that's because I have control over this video, unlike the YouTube video. So lots of options for you to be able to really add in multiple features for your video and make it easy for you on the presenter so that you're not fumbling in the middle of a presentation.